Another day, another podcast. We got this. Okay, ladies, welcome back to the Mamas in Control podcast. You know who I am. I'm Heather Chauvin. So before we dive into today's episode, which I'm really excited to share, I wanted to kind of share a little update on this 365-day podcast that I decided to do. I was speaking with a friend the other day. I'm like, yeah, actually every time I've told somebody that I've decided to do a podcast a day in 2019, they looked at me with like big eyes and said, "Are you crazy?" And someone's like, "I had anxiety for you when I heard that." So today's day 19, and I will be very honest with you that I haven't regretted this decision. My goal is hopefully by the end of January, I will have my shit together and be proactive instead of, sometimes I'll get a few podcasts up in advance, and sometimes like today, I'm recording the podcast on the day of that I'm putting it up. But to be 100% transparent with you, if I didn't want to do it, I wouldn't do it. I would simply be like, I changed my mind, guys. But what I'm noticing is connection. In 2019, part of what I'm wanting to do with my business and Mom is in Control is create connection, deeper connections with women. And my message is all about progress, not perfection. Progress, not perfection in your parenting, in your career, within yourself. There's so much self-conversation that goes on within us, self-dialogue of how we need to show up in the world. And so by making that commitment, and just kind of jumping, leaping, not knowing where this is going to take me, it's actually allowed me to be more creative. Sometimes I find, especially, with other colleagues that, I speak to, of like, how do you quote unquote do it all? And they're like, oh, I have these systems and strategies and, we plan this and we post this podcast on this day and we do it like this. And it's very strategic and it's very black and white. And there's actually no room for creativity. And sometimes, I'm asking myself, like, what is this going to look like? Am I going to be interviewing people? Will I be speaking with clients and asking them about, their own personal stories? Will I be giving stages and using my platform to allow other people to use their voice? Will I be sharing their words of wisdom? Will I be having quick tip Fridays, throwback Thursdays? I don't freaking know what's going to happen. But I will tell you within myself, when I've taken off the expectation that I need to be perfect and that I need to know what I'm doing with this, what is transformed for me is giving me permission to just hit send. Progress, not perfection. And with that, I've been able to open up creativity in other areas of my life. So every day I show up for you. Some days I batch a few podcasts in a row. Some days I don't, and it's a hustle to the end, no, it's not a hustle. It's ease and flow, ease and flow. But again, my intention, and I said that with a little snicker, my intention is always to be of service without burning myself out. And I will continue to do that. I will continue to be of service. And if for some reason I say this is too much, I can't do it anymore, then I will let it go. And I will be honest and transparent with you, the community, because I kind of put myself in a leadership role where I want to become the person that I want each and every one of you to become. And I will lead by example. I will blaze the path for you and invite you to do the same. So before I dive into today's episode, I want to remind you that if you're not following me already on Instagram, then head on over there at Mom is in Control. And what else do we have? We are now, I guess I can make this announcement. Applications are now open for Mastery. I had a kind of Mastery Q&A the other day. That is now up on the site, so you can check that out. I might share the audio on this podcast as well. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. If that's something you want to hear, just let me know. But yeah, if you've been interested in mastery or working with me or coaching, head on over to mamisincontrol.com. Once you click on the application, you'll actually see the video there of the mastery Q&A. So I'm going over the program in detail, what that looks like, also revealing the January bonus for you. So if I receive your application by January 31st at midnight Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to be gifting you a bonus, which is we have a 1-day mastermind event here in Windsor, Ontario. This is all about women's leadership and connection and everything that I teach in mastery kind of in one day. I also have a big announcement that I can't make of a guest speaker coming, and I will let you know that shortly. This woman has drastically shifted my life and helped me speak my truth and get my message out into the world. So that might be a little hint for you. But yeah, that day in itself is $1,000 value. I will be opening it up to the public and let you know more details about that as well. There will be an application process. So if you're just interested in the 1-day event, more details for that are coming up. But I'm including that as a bonus when you join Mastery in January. So head on over to mamisincontrol.com and fill out your application by January 31st to apply and qualify for that. Okay, girl, are you ready? Today I have a special treat for you. There's a woman I know, and she is very near and dear to my heart, and she wrote a blog post, and I wanted to read it to you because I don't think anyone will really know who this woman is. She's a normal, average, everyday woman with strong desires and aches to make a difference in the world, but more importantly, to make a difference in her world. And I really feel like her words will resonate with a lot of you. So I'm going to read the post to you now. The post is called A Sign. I started this post in late August or September. The words and story needed to be born, but then I held on tight for months thinking I would go back and make it perfect. Perfection keeps us all from breaking so many cycles that don't serve us. I'm hitting publish today to allow myself to take action without perfection. If you happen upon this, please do find my spelling and grammatical errors and delight in our mutual human imperfections. I'm only sorry for the sentences I removed and butchered over the last few months, searching for a perfect essay for no perfect reason. Parts of my story, passing a spark for you to tell yours. I know I've been hiding under a rock and away from the desk, so we build another home and did everything, last planning details down to the last brutal detailed light switch and window placement. We rented a home for 14 months and survived with blurred memories, and some weeks with minimal achievement in the real world. We moved and conquered summer and the start of a new school year. We are now bittersweetly 1 year older, wiser, watching 3 babies play second grade with our baby showing up to kindergarten. Life has been so busy and yet so slow and steady. Most of the hustle and monkey mind comes from my inner storyteller and monkey mania brain. I am saved daily by 4 small children who stop to smell the roses and lavender and fake non-smelly bright flowers at the outdoor mall. This is the blessing and the curse. They are little and we are not. It is a constant struggle and commitment to learn from them and to unlearn us. Yes, our rushed and often fabricated view on life. I've been thinking a lot. Well, overthinking is more pure and organic state since I am a monkey child of 1980. See Chinese zodiac animal years. This is not my gospel, but educated entertainment that often nails it on the head. I watched the monkeys at the zoo this fall and felt the joy they had playing. I was remembered that if they were to sit and think and not swing on the branches like God made them to, they would probably not even feel like swinging, even if it's their pure nature. Weaving words, telling stories, creating feels like swings on branches to me, exploring beauty and slowness, nature, simplicity, telling others about it. If I don't start weaving words together and expressing some of them, even if no one reads it, I may explode. Getting stories out opens up roads and signs I otherwise missed. I do have your I may explode if I don't do this thing. Do I have your I may explode or I don't do this thing? After 8 years of staying home and mothering and being here at home based, I often confuse the idea of purpose with mothering. I thought since I had always dreamed of being a mother and a wife and a homemaker, that this was my lot in life, even when much of it felt awkward, not life-giving and forced. How dare I don't feel sugar and marshmallowy about every piece of being a wife, mothering, and keeping house, when this was my dream. I got the message that I was about to be a mother from an early age. I also was woven as a creative dreamer that likes culture, adventure, beauty, slow and traditional things. I thought in order to live out God's purpose, I had to kill it by being all things perfect mom. The only thing I killed by trying to do all things perfect mother was some of those other parts of my soul I craved and needed. When you're trying to never mess up, you miss life, pretty much all of it. The music, the wind blowing, the kids singing, and playful swinging from branches. I am starting to believe you can be an amazing mother by admitting out loud that mothering isn't your only purpose in life. Heck, yeah. In fact, purpose is the best way to let your kids see the truth in life, letting them learn by confident behavior, not fearful nagging. The sweet and undeniable theory of caught, not taught. Even if I type this isn't easy for me. It is a practice, ever changing and waiting for my constant attention. When I was young, I loved the way a pen felt writing on college space notebook paper. I would write funny, heartfelt, almost poetic words to my friends during math class, like 19 notes, just because this is the way the world felt right to me, like adding a doily to a vase on the end table. Everything felt prettier when I was connecting words. Stephen Pressfield, if you don't know him, has committed much of his life to explaining the way art and purpose and creativity work. In a nutshell, we are awkwardly wired to resist and sometimes have the urge to puke when it comes to our life purpose. One of my favorite quotes from him. Are you born to be a writer? Were you put on earth to be a painter, a scientist? Do it or don't do it. It may help you to think of it this way. If you were meant to cure cancer or write a symphony and you don't do it, you not only hurt yourself, even destroy yourself, you hurt your children. You hurt me. You hurt the planet. Creative work is not a selfish act or a bid for attention. It's a gift to the world and every being in it. Don't cheat us of your contribution. Give us what you got. In other words, go live. See what is waiting for you. And this naturally leads me to a story. This summer, we escaped our favorite summer getaway. what I like to call the French Riviera in the Midwest, the coast of northern Michigan. We were so far north that the air changed and the big, dark old evergreens engulfed you like the caves as you drove down the road. The water delivers the vast calm of the ocean without harsh salts and the threat of sharks, and the ice cream and the air. In the old, quaint little Michigan town of Glen Arbor, we were pitting out our van, all 6 of us, to grab dinner with our dear friends in the original Cherry Republic shop and cafe, which is like a campus of ode to the cherry. It was closing time at most of our surrounding shops, so we continued on our way on a tree-lined path from the car to the restaurant. But there was one store with its door open, a tiny little she shed with an inviting door frame of bursting at its seams adorable, whimsical, and unique merchandise. There it was, amidst all the floral, aqua lake decor, plaid and gingham, a 2x36 whitewashed wooden sign with simple black print. Live, travel, adventure, bless, and don't be sorry. I had to have it. It was so overpriced, and it had no real meat to it other than someone had swung these poetic words together in black on a white background, which is why I had to have it. The simple display and the simple message, the way the words were slung into a non-sentence and ending with a period. Very frank, almost directive. It read like a motto, like a sign for me. We bought this sign in late July. Almost 6 months later, it feels like a lifetime ago. Some major shifts have happened and momentum is swinging. Even good change to feel like an ugly ripping off of an old Band-Aid. It is safe to say challenge and change go hand in hand. Live, travel, adventure, bless, and don't be sorry. There's a lot more to her story, so if you want to check it out, go visit justbreathemama.com. justbreathemama.com. Ladies, you are important. You matter. But in order to get to where you want to be, you got to show up. Talk tomorrow.